Well, I just want to thank everybody for coming. So most of you know me. My name's Rosemary, and Alan, I'm sure the rest of you know. Um, so we'll be the co-host today. The recording will be on our YouTube channel and also on the PPA website afterwards, sometime afterwards. And I'll put that information in the chat. Next month, the seminar will be Daniel Brown from Nottingham Trent University in the UK. And he'll present on an ancient place for skyscapes, creating immersive experiences with Stellarium. Um, so there's no fixed time for an end. We will pause at the hour and let people say goodbye if they need to leave at that point. Um, Today, Bob Bonadurer and Terry Spears are going to talk to us, and they're from the Milwaukee Public Museum. Bob is the director and Terry is the digital media producer. So I will let them take it over. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary, and thank you, Ellen. It's great to be here, everyone, on a Friday afternoon before Labor Day weekend. I hope you all have good plans and have a great weekend. We're going to talk about kind of what we do here, but we have some fun resources to share with you. And we are going to get you started on making a planetarium show. So you'll have to wear your creative hats or something you always wanted to do in your dome. And if you don't have something you want to do, you can make it up and just create anything you want. Just pretend. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to share our screen here. We put it together a little PowerPoint. And let's see if I can make this work here. All right. This is right here. All right. And from the beginning. Let me know, Rosemary or Alan, if you can see the screen. Is it
It's
working?
good. Yeah, it's good.
All good? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I pressed the audio for it. Hopefully it comes on. I remember seeing that. Anyway, so this is the little graphic that Rosemary made. Thank you. This is from our Quiet Down Planets, which is, if you don't have it, it's available for free. It's a lot of fun. So we are a pretty small planetarium. It's Terry and I. And we have two part-time educators, Carrie and, well, Hope just left. Elle is the new person, but we only have two part-time educators. Terry does all the, pretty much all the full dome video and animations that you're going to see. Very creative guy. Very fortunate to have him work for us. And Terry, I should say, is not even full-time. I wish he was. And we're going to try to make him full-time at this joint, which is going to open up in year and a half, 2027. So you don't have to point out all the astronomically incorrect things in this image, but there are a few. But the sun setting in the north is, I think, my favorite. So it's funny. It's art, okay? We just did a whole show on art and science, so it's fine. I'm okay with it. We're going to be down in the lower left, that little blue cove there, we're just terribly excited. So this new place. There's the dome right now, or about a month ago, and it's going to be a little smaller. It's 60 feet in diameter, and because right now our planetarium is an old IMAX dome, so it's huge, 73 feet. This is just taken a couple days ago. The wrapping of the building is going up, and these are some artist shots of the interior. It's going to be flat with removable seats. We don't know if we're getting the moon beanbags or not, but that is what it's going to. It's going to be kind of modeled after the Adler Planetarium in Chicago, with the removable seats and a flat dome or flat floor. So there's another shot of it. And Daniel M. Soref has been very gracious and wonderful as a donor. They funded it originally 20 years ago, and the upgrade we did 9 years ago. I mean, they've given us collectively about $5-6 million. So we are very thankful to the Daniel M. Soref Charitable Trust. And that's where we are, downtown Milwaukee, not far from the arena, the Fiserv Forum, which was recently built too. So they call it the Deer District, but it's not far from our present location, only about 6 blocks. So let's get on to today's seminar. I put in the description that Rosemary sent out about, you know, all the decisions that you have to make a planetarium show. And I just, you know, Googled or AI'd. We make 30,000 decisions a day. And then I thought, that's all. It's like everything we do is a decision. What I'm going to say next, how fast I'm going to go through. There's just all these decisions, and they multiply, of course, when you have a new planetarium show. And this is going to be our new one for March 27. And we just started work on it. In fact, we just got funding for it. And we just learned how to do full dome footage using a drone. We've never done that before. So it's so fun to learn. And you can always email us separately to find out more about how this works. And our first attempt, we hired someone who proficient in drones, because Terry and I are not. And we already learned how to get the drone out of the shot. So it's not in the shot anymore. And so it's like doing an IMAX film now, a giant film. You can fly over things and just, it's in what's the resolution?
8K.
8K. I mean, 360 8K. And the thing weighs less than a pound. And that's why you can fly it on a drone. And we'll talk more about that. Come on. So this is the footage. We won't. So this is the guy we hired. We already did shots of flying over Milwaukee. This is downtown Milwaukee. And again, don't mind the drone because we can take that out. And we got a year and a half to finish this. This is the Hone Bridge. By the way, this was in the movie The Blues Brothers, where they almost flew off. And that's City Hall and downtown. And we're right on Lake Michigan. So, and this is just preliminary work. We haven't even paid our drone company. And so we're just tickled about making that. So we make shows. You can ask why we make shows. I don't have a good answer for it. Because we can, I guess, is the best reason. We're able to get enough money for it to make them. Terry's great at it. We think we're good at it. And I did a paper 33 years ago in IPS about, you know, our shows tend to be family shows. And that kind of strides the middle between adult type shows and kid shows. And our audiences are mainly family. So that's why we do. And I don't think there's more in the market than there was 30 years ago, family type shows, but that's why part of the reason why we create our own. And we sell them inexpensively because we know a lot of planetariums don't have much of a budget. And we pretty much do any price. We're very flexible. Our starting prices are low and we go lower. It all just depends on what you can afford, what works. So a lot of these they're not all family shows, but that's the general trend, I guess, in them, is that they're kind of family. All right, so time to make your show. So get ready, put on your creative hats here. And the one assumption is that you're going to use full dome in your show, okay? Because I know a lot of you do live stargazing shows, and they're great, and you're all good presenters. And but this is the assumption that you're going to use some full dome video and/or images, and it can be a live show. It still can be a live show. It doesn't have to be a recorded show with music and narration and all that. It can be a live show, but you're going to use full dome video or images in it. Okay. So it can still be a live show. It's something that Alan and I talked about a few days ago. And we have live shows here. We just don't make shows. We have live stargazing shows, but we also use full dome video in those shows because sometimes the audience needs some eye candy and we use some full dome video. All right, so first step in making a show is why in the heck do you have to make a show or want to make a show? What's your reason or need? So start thinking about that. Why would you want to make a show? Why? What's the reason why? Because that comes before the topic and the title and everything. It could just be as simple as it's my job. I have to make shows. You could have been talking to audience people and they want something cool. You could have to do a show because there's something in the science standards that's going to attract the students, grade school, high school, whatever. You may have to do a show on standards to get the teachers through. You could have done a survey and there was some feedback from your audiences. What was it?
Something in the news.
Something in the news. Yeah, very good. Something in the news, something topical. Your boss wants a new show or your institution. You just want one. You want a new one because you like this topic. There's no money to buy a show, so you have to create one. And we're going to give you a lot of free resources out there too that you can get if you don't know them already. Some of them I'm sure you know. Nothing out there in terms of recorded shows work. So you want to make your own. You have a grant. Part of the grant's to make a show. You're hired to make a show, or you're going to work with another planetarium person to collaborate and make a show. So there's all kinds of reasons or needs to make a show. And we've run across a lot of reasons, which we'll get to. But go ahead, put it in the chat function. And why do you need a show? What's the need or reason you need a show? And you, again, if you're not making, just make something up. So how do I see the chat function? What?
We just talked.
Oh, okay. Very good. All right. Oh. Okay, we're finally reading the chat function. We figured it out. I'm glad Terry's much better at the tech than I am, so he helps me. Go ahead, write them down, Terry. Yeah, sorry, I got to stroll through. Because you can and do it well. Cool thing to share. Yep. It's fun to make a show. Good one, Alan. It is fun. We enjoy it. We enjoy to engage and inspire the next generation. Thanks, Jeffrey. Bring variety to our offerings, which is important, especially for different places. Standards have changed. The grade levels need a different program. Yep. These are all great. I will tell you, we don't have to deal with standards. I just don't know why. We used to deal with them more. We used to use them to advertise. We don't do it much anymore. It's fun again. Increased visitation, relating to other exhibits. That's the thing we do a lot. We relate our shows to exhibits. And you guys can speak up too if you want. Feel free. You don't just have to use the chat function. A need not met. Too expensive to buy. We haven't talked yet, Amy. We can talk more. Just kidding. I joke because I am no salesperson. I hate that I don't have to anyway. It's just the sales part of this job is no fun. I want to make a show about exoplanets, but the current shows are a decade old. Well, very good. I like that. Nick, thank you. Local area and sky. These are great, everyone. Thank you. I like that. Local community appreciates the local talent. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Inspired to go out and look at the stars. I always wonder how many people actually go out and look at the real sky after we do a live planetarium show. I know it's not a high percentage these days. Cool. Thanks, everyone. you got anything to add, again, speak up, but those are great. Those are great. Really good. I like the fun. They're fun to make. It's fun to, so you just have to click on that.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Okay. So what's your topic? Okay, you want to do something. Some of you mentioned the topic. We had exoplanets. There are some other things. But now you have to zero in on your topic. Now the topic might be your need. I get that. It's kind of hard to separate those two sometimes, but they are different. The need and the want is different from the topic, but sometimes they can meld together. So what's your show going to be about? So we did a show on neutrinos, which this was a learning experience. We were hired by UW-Madison to do this show because they have this big neutrino detector at the South Pole. And, our shows, we want them to relate to kind of a public audience. So how do you make neutrinos accessible? This was not easy. And I will say it was not one of our highly attended shows, even though we tried to give it a fun title and we thought we put a lot of cool stuff into it. It just wasn't, it didn't draw a lot of people. But if you teach college or high school, this would be a show that would work for high school students or college. And we have distributed, it's a low cost show because it was through an NSF grant that they got and passed on to us, basically. So that's why we did that. So that was chosen. We had exhibits on aliens here. So we did a space alien show, but you could do a show on aliens just because it's one of the most fun things for our audience to do, is to do an alien show. And just a side note, I mean, a lot of you do this, Adam, you create a lot of shows. You tie it into popular culture. We did, for this show, we just had, we patterned the narration after the X-Files. So we had skeptical and hopeful. We just called them skeptical and hopeful, and they bantered back and forth the whole show, just like they did on that old TV show. This cosmic recipe is about the periodic table, but we had an exhibit called Global Kitchen, all about food and how food gets to your plate. And that sprung an idea from, Carl Sagan's "You can't make an apple pie from scratch unless you first create the universe." And so it finally gave me a reason to do this show, and I talked the bosses into it. So we tried to connect it to the exhibit, but it was fun to do, a lot of fun. And this one we just did just because I love the alphabet, and why not just do a general show on everything and just go through the letters. And so that's why we did A to Z. It's just a everything show, a little bit of everything. And all right, so what's your topic? Go ahead, fire away. What's your topic going to be on? It can be just general astro, or it can be something specific or something new that no one's ever done in a planetarium show before, which would be great. Maybe you can inspire someone here to make a show that's never been done. So moon phases, astronomy in Chile. I've been to Chile and they pronounce it Chile. So, exoplanets, Vera Rubin, yeah, do a whole show on that. That would be, I mean, there's full dome footage out there already. Alan's old Searching Solar System Extremes, renewable energy. Yeah, someone, I hope, I guess, someone does a kick-ass show on climate change that doesn't offend anyone. I don't know, not to get political, but we do need to teach kids stuff about climate change and all that.
Seasons.
What?
How seasons would it?
Oh, Seasons. Was it a Seasons one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Seasons is great. There was an old giant film done years ago simply called Seasons, but I don't anyone knows a good season show that's already been made, put it in the chat or speak up.
I was thinking of more of actual just snippets of things that would be useful in explaining seasons. Not a whole show necessarily, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right. I got you. Oops, sorry, I'm playing with buttons here. Um, yeah, but something that concentrate on the season's interesting. Oh, I went the wrong way, huh?
Where's the truth?
With You know, that's not a bad idea. You know, you could use the Wizard of Oz theme to go exploring through the cosmos. All right, cosmic scarecrow, whatever. I mean, you could steal from popular culture and use that. Path of Venus in the sky over a 5-year period.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like this. Glaciers, yeah. Go figure, Rosemary, being in Alaska, you come up with glaciers. Uh, yeah, the retreating glaciers. There you go.
Talent.
Yeah, you know, we have put songs in shows before. I don't know if you have, Adam, but to do a whole show like a musical,
Fun.
you
That's
know,
great.
all educational, right?
Yeah, I that has been on my wish list for probably almost 2 decades or a decade and a half, wanting to make a true musical, like really good songs, dancing,
Sure.
not in person, of course, but of course, and think about Broadway now. There's a lot of programs that are historical based. Think of Hamilton.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it could be, Newton or Galileo, but a musical.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
don't know.
I like it. All right, let's hire
There's
someone.
something to play with. Yeah.
Let's write a grant.
There's another show that we never finished the production of, and we do have a song recording that, an actual song that was created for the program, and it's really good.
Oh,
And
wow.
I hope maybe, I don't know, before I die or something, that maybe Jason will make the show or something, but we'll see.
Okay.
But it was going to be like the last thing before the last scene. It was kind of a montage, kind of, it was just wrapping up the story, and then there'd be a last scene, and then everybody would be in tears. That was the goal of that one. That was the end of that show.
Be down with gravity. We did a gravity show, but we called it Defying Gravity. But I like that. Be down with gravity. I like that title. So we did just on song. We did for our last show. We did the Artistic Universe, blending art and science. We did kind of a rock and roll version, would you call it? Of,
Sure.
of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, you know. And I want to mention that, like, if you don't want one of our shows or whatever, again, not to be a sales geek, but you can buy clips from it. Like, this is a fun minute-long song on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I do not wonder what you are by your spectroscopic ken. I can tell you are hydrogen. I think a lot of you have heard that before. And then it goes through black holes and UFOs real quick, and it's just a rock. It's just a fun. It's a song.
Okay.
That it's set to that melody, but anyway. So yeah, I gotta run. I'll watch it. Okay, Mary had to run. Okay, all right. So good topics. I like it. I noticed the kind of weather and theme, climate, and hurricane glacier. That's yeah. I mean, it's
So
as I said, it would be fun to have a positive global that inspired uh, kids to be more aware of it. Besides just the young lady from
Greta.
Sweden, yeah, Greta from
We've called Greta.
Thunberg from Sweden. You know, we need a lot more of her, and getting out there. All right. Okay. So All right. So what's the title of your show? So you got the topic, and some of you wrote titles too. So you notice how these things kind of blend together a little bit. So what's the title of your show? And you've probably seen things like this. You all scroll or read papers or do whatever. And these are just putting percentages based on some studies. People will look at your picture, they might read the headline, and it just gets lower and lower and lower. So we feel that titles, I've always felt that titles are huge. They have to capture, they got to be creative, fun, engaging, whatever. They got to be good. This is more research on attention spans, how they've shrank over the years and they keep going down. And we all know why, because there's so much more information out there. So it's logical that attention spans are going to go down with so much information coming at us. Those are just some statistics that, and I am definitely guilty of the cartoon. I am terrible at the new puppy came in the room and I want to talk about it or see it. And then all of a sudden there's another new puppy. So it's not easy in today's world to break through. It's harder, but titles are the first impression. They attract attention. They set expectations. It's hard to be a concise summary of the purpose. And they compete with the plethora of information that's out there. So, yeah, we already touched captivating, catching, engaging. This is one of my favorite titles of a show. It's terribly long, but it's in a question mark. And of course, hard to go wrong with any dinosaur show. But I don't know, just like the title. And even though it's long, and it partly goes to, remember getting the inspiration that's from an old English movie about going up a hill and coming back down, and there were 12 words in the title of the movie, and everyone thought that was wrong. Titles should be one word or two words or short or whatever. But that's just the title I liked. And Terry, your title was?
Spooky Space.
So this is our Halloween show, but I got to admit, I stole that from Gary Lazick. He had Spooky Skies. A long time ago, he did a Halloween show. He was the inventor of the Halloween show. We just took it and made it full dome and changed it up a little bit. And
Fun alliteration.
Yeah,
To say it.
yeah, fun alliteration. Yeah. So anyway, go ahead, make a title. And it doesn't have to be in your topic. If you just want something different, you can just make a different title. That's fine too. You don't have to follow your need and your topic. If you just have a kick-ass, excuse my language, title for a planetarium show, go for it. And take your time. Oh, new messages already. What? Sorry. Oh God, I'm not good with this. Exploring exoplanets. Okay. Is that where it started?
Go back up to
Kitten fritters, explain yourself, April. This is the donkey now. Watch
There's no
Marooned.
place like home.
I like that, Carol. That goes with the Wizard of Oz again. There you go. That'd be a great show. You could blend Wizard of Oz, climate change, take care of the earth, puppies in space. Okay, Adam, you want to explain that one?
Hey, everybody loves puppies. You want them in space, so puppies in space. Why not?
Didn't anyone do that yet? Or
Puppies in space?
Larry Cat in
There's
Space.
pigs in space.
I'm thinking the old Loch Ness show, Larry Cat in Space.
Oh,
That was a kitten.
yeah. Yes.
Oh, I'd make a whole show about Laika with a show
There you
called
go.
Puppies in Space.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, April. The man who went up a hill came down a mountain. Yeah. I remember people arguing about that movie, that it was a stupid title, but it got so much attention. It was a great title. The Last Eclipse. Sounds ominous. Target Earth.
Start with stamps.
Creative. Good. And this is being recorded. This is great. So it's like I feel like I have to write this down. Starlight Stances, creative poetry writing through the dome. We did a show years ago in Minneapolis. It was a live show called Written in the Stars, and we got an English professor to come over from the University of Minnesota to do Shakespeare type stuff. It did okay. We did it for about a year. It was a live program, so there wasn't a lot of production work, but it was called Written in the Stars, just connecting famous poetry, written words with the sky. And not much production. It was more just kind of speaking it and letting people just sit under the sky. So there wasn't a lot of production. So, oh, the last question. What sounds like the last question?
Oh, this is altogether.
Oh, what?
Oh,
The last
like
question.
Jack Horkheimer.
Can't be. Oh. The last question was Isaac
Asimov.
short story. That was one of the first planetarium shows I ever saw or did back 45 years ago. I love that short story. And then Leonard Nimoy did a version of it, I think at Strassenberg or whatever. But it's a wonderful science fiction planetarium show about entropy and the second law of thermodynamics, and that the whole universe is going to die. Oh, and by the way, we do a show on Halloween, not this year, but we have called Death of the Universe, and we do it on Halloween with our education department. And Death of the Universe is just about how everything's going to die. The Earth and Sun are going to die. All the stars are going to die, and you just do it advertise it in a lighthearted way, and you do it around Halloween, and you make it fun. You kind of laugh about the whole inevitability of the dying universe. So, great job, everyone. Oh, and it's all in the stars. Oh,
I have a question.
sure.
I mean, it's fun to make up a cute title.
Mhm.
Then there's also a title that is exactly descriptive of something.
Sure.
It's kind of there's a dynamic, and does it really, I mean, how much difference does it make, and which way do you go when creating a title? It seems to me it's important to actually get a subject that people would be interested in.
Well, yeah, you're right. I don't know. I have never studied how effective titles are. You could just do a show about dinosaurs and aliens, and it'll probably do better than any other show you did, just because that's what kids are interested in more.
depends on your audience.
What?
Depends on your audience.
Yeah.
Who you're trying to attract.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say it's a spectrum because I would say every topic is interesting and worth a show. That's like I'd be hard pressed. I mean, I was talking to my daughter the other day about, a piece of paper is super interesting if you talk about like the whole history of paper, how it's manufactured. I love all the how it's made videos, right? It's fascinating stuff. It truly is. But I would say that the less perceived interest you think people have, the more work you should put into the title to make it to hook them, right?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Mhm.
That's what I think.
That's what we did with the ghost particle, and it was so funny because ghost particle is the nickname for the neutrino. And they did a Nova special on that. But a lot of the scientists who were part of this project did not like it because they thought it cheapened the science, calling it a ghost or making that the metaphor. And I go, that's already been established as the metaphor for the neutrino, but they didn't like it.
No, I get that too, because when I was in NASA, a lot of people had that reaction to certain things, to certain popular references, right? And
Yeah.
those will take on a life of their own.
Right.
And my worry whenever I'm coming up with the title is, how do I make sure it's accurate, engaging, attractive, but doesn't give people a false sense of what the show is. Like if you call it the ghost particle, I really would assume like some ghost people would like actually show up expecting ghosts, right? Like literally, like that's what I would expect. At least some portion of the audience would be here to see ghosts. But yeah, so it's a fine line and it's a hard art.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
I think it's important to state out loud what Nick Strobel put in the chat a little while ago about the ghost particle. He said, sorry, Nick, I'm going to say it. With neutrinos, a lot of the content goes in one ear and out the other.
Billions of content. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's just the opposite too, though. I mean, like our Valentine show, which is a Romance of the Stars, which is a live show, they may be expecting just song and they might be expecting coming to that no education, but I find that as an opportunity to sneak education at them. Because it's billed as a Valentine show, yeah, but then you have all this education in it, and hopefully they get something out of that or get inspired or engaged. So I don't know. It's a good point. I've never asked like a survey, what do you expect? What did you expect before you saw the show, or some comparison? I don't think anyone has done that type of research for planetarium shows. Would it be interesting? Or maybe they have. I'm not sure. But good comments. Thanks, everyone. Boy, this is great. Sorry. Our next. So where are you going to get your content? Now, you guys can all chime in on this. You probably know some that we don't know, but we tend to scour everywhere we can to get content, and as cheaply or inexpensively as we can. We don't get a lot of money to make shows. It may sound like it sometimes, but we don't. We don't get a lot of money. So we have to be frugal. And I could just catch up. Okay. Anyway, so here are some resources that we have. Terry's going to talk about some of these.
All right.
Well, first we're going to talk about, before the resources, we're going to talk about how we make our own full dome resources first, okay? Then we'll do other resources. So he's going to do filming and all of this. All right.
So yeah, for our shows, we do film our own content sometimes, or when we're doing like more story driven, or just want to have somebody personal in there to kind of talk to the people. In the past, we used this Red Dragon camera, which was really expensive, with a fisheye lens on it. It gave us okay footage. It was really hard to like focus the lens on there because it was, fish-eyed, and you couldn't really you didn't get the best footage out of it most of the time, and it was really cumbersome to carry around sometimes. The battery was, it drained a lot, and we'd get maybe 15 minutes out of it. So in recent years, we've upgraded. We got this Insta360 Pro 2 a couple years ago. It's 8K resolution. It has 6 cameras all the way around it, so it shoots in 360. And then when we get the footage and bring it in, everything automatically stitched together, and it's easy to convert it for the full dome, convert the footage for full dome. We recently used it in our Artistic Universe show, shooting for the play Silent Sky. We had some actors come in and just shot with this camera, and footage came out great.
They look like ground peppers.
So if you're not familiar with this play, everyone, this is a fantastic play. This is Henrietta Leavitt and Annie Jump Cannon and Henrietta Fleming. And you should know what they did 100 years ago if you don't. But Laura Gunderson wrote a whole play about this, and we got the rights to do this. So this is just one scene from it. So go ahead, Terry.
And then, of course, now, considering that camera is a couple years old and technology keeps going forward and forward, we've actually just purchased this 8K Insta360 X5, which is a lot smaller, but you get a pretty nice image out of it. You saw the footage earlier from how we attached it to the drone, and you can pretty much take this thing anywhere and get some really good footage. They have like a case for it where you can go underwater, and so all kind of amazing possibilities for under $1,000. And the footage looks great in the dome.
And if you don't, this is so much cheaper from, you saw the $40,000 before. I mean, you can make your own full dome videos pretty cheaply.
Yeah, and it does good in low light. The guy who shot this footage, he showed us some of his
oh yeah, he made star trails.
Star trails.
He made star trails with this
in the city.
In the city. I mean, it's amazing. And now we didn't buy the drone. We just figured we hired someone. But if you know a friend of a friend, family, you could get someone. Who's the guy at SEPA, James? Someone knows how to do a drone pretty good. And but go ahead, April. Unmute yourself.
It's Ken Moore.
Yeah, Ken Moore.
Ken Moore, that's it. Ken, yeah. So anyway, but it's, I mean, we're just giddy about using this, and this is all new. It just came to us like a week ago. Perfect timing for this talk, I guess, but we're just excited about it. And boy, I couldn't believe we got it. And it does as well as that $6,000 camera, but there's some disadvantages, but we're not going to get into all that now. All right, go ahead.
So yeah, to process the footage for us, we use After Effects. There's a VR converter on there that kind of takes the footage from 360 and we can convert it to a 180 image pretty easily. Some other resources that we used are VR videos. So there are a lot of websites where you can go and download 360-degree videos. And then the same way we converted our camera stuff, I convert it to 180 video for our dome as well. So NASA has like a whole playlist on YouTube, and there's ways you can download their videos.
Jeffrey had to leave, but he's responsible for, he was a great help at NASA finding the 360 videos at NASA, and we used a lot of them. They're just cool.
Yeah, they look really good in the dome. Yeah, and Shutterstock has some VR videos that work pretty good. There's a website called Polyhaven where you can get these really nice pans that are they're called HDRI images, and they're already full dome. You can just download them for free and just pop them right into your dome, and they look really great.
Yeah, the Shutterstock videos are fairly expensive. They're like $300, but they work. They work. We use them for different things. We don't use them a lot, but they are a little expensive, but not too bad. So I think if everyone knows about this website, if you don't, you should. I, they have whole shows now, and I see a lot of planetariums are running these shows, so it's great. They are, I mean, ESO is like a million miles ahead of NASA. Sorry, NASA. Uh, but they just have so many cool things there. But NSF and NOR have great stuff too. They have shows too, and tons. This is the Rubin. There it is, the Vera Rubin Observatory in Chile. And you fly into this. You fly into it and over it. I mean, on the full dome. It's whoever mentioned doing a whole show on Vera Rubin. You got like 5 minutes of video already. It's not just from the outside. There's full dome footage on the inside of the dome, and it's just tons of stuff there. So I mentioned NASA. They got some, not much. And anything you need astronomically, you pretty much can find at ESO. IPS has done great putting all these resources together. So if you go to their website and resources IPS, they kind of list a lot of these things. David in Alabama just produced some stuff that's free at the Intuitive Planetarium. So there's just a lot out there that's free or low cost, and IPS is a great resource to go to. We have Digistar, so whatever software you use, hopefully you can export what you create on the programs. They have the cloud, of course, that other people make. So, I mean, there really is just a plethora of resources for full dome video. We use all of these, all of them. Some places you can get, now Mirage and Discovery Dome both sell shows, but they also make available,
Clips.
animation clips clips, whatever you want to call them. So you can get stuff from them, and generally they're pretty negotiable too, as we are. We're going to start advertising our library resource too. One of our things that we do, and they'll be very, very inexpensive. This is a site we use. They're kind of funky and arty, but they're based out of India. You've probably seen them on some of the dome dialogues and different things, but we've used them a few times. They're very bright, but he got a whole bunch of them. I can't remember the person's name, but they're fairly they're inexpensive. They range from like free images to $5 images to $40 videos, full dome videos. So they've got some cool things. And I want you to guess where this image came from, this full dome resource. You can put it in the chat or speak it. Where did we get this one from? I'm not going to give you Jeff's already on it. I don't know how much you guys play with AI, but I just go, give me a family looking at a rainbow in downtown Milwaukee, and there it pops out. It takes about 2-3 minutes to get this image, and that is Milwaukee, and that is a family, and that is one crappy rainbow. But I don't know the future of AI, but Terry and I were joking this morning that's like, do a 20-minute video on exoplanets, 4K by 4K, and I'll see you in the morning. Hope you make a good show. Get some narration on it and put some music, because you can get narrated AI, narration, AI music. You can just put your request into AI and they're going to spit out a show. So what the hell are we doing this seminar for? I'm sorry, I'm being sarcastic, but I don't know the future of it. This was Microsoft Copilot. That's just the one I use. There's tons of them out there. Uh, it does one thing. A lot of the AI sites you don't have to register or anything. Some you do, some you don't. You don't. If they want my credit card, I click out of the site right away. Don't go to an AI site that wants your credit card. Don't ever
Careful.
So yeah, not too many notes in the music. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, yeah, there's my punchline. AI is scary. I just, I don't, okay. If you have any fun comments, go ahead. I don't have any more. So Senja, put a full dome resource that maybe we don't know in the chat, or one that you like. I don't know. Maybe you're just any comments on full dome resources or filming.
Questions about them.
360 Cities. Have you heard that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They charge, I believe, or I think you just have to like ask them for permission or something.
Okay.
Yeah, some schools they have special accounts for schools. Some
Yeah.
schools get it for free.
Okay. Thanks. Anyone else got anything that you've used that you've enjoyed? What's your most usable full dome resource that you've used? You can throw that in the chat too.
I have one question. It's easier just to ask.
Sure.
What about clips with animation? I know there's Blender models, but I wouldn't know what to do with one, I don't think. But there may be clips of little, a dinosaur or something
Yeah,
to
we'll
wake
show
people
you.
up.
That's coming up in a bit, so we'll show you how to mess with Blender.
Oh, okay. I can wait.
Yeah, it sounds like we need another Blender session, Rosemary.
I'm ready. I noticed that Glippa has a Blender workshop. I'm not
Oh,
sure
yeah.
I'm going to be able to go, but
At the conference, yeah, there's a Blender
Yeah.
workshop. Yep. That clip's gonna have. Okay. Art students. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's Ken Murphy in Minnesota teaches a Blender course at his university. Talk to Ken Murphy. He's in Marshall, Minnesota. He's a planetarium director. He's a physics professor, and he teaches a Blender course. And he gets students to create things for his dome, and so that's a great comment about
Yeah.
art students.
I wanted to add a little bit to that because we did that for one of our past programs. It wasn't Blender that they used. These were art students that were doing graphic design, and part of their degree was to do something for the community. So these students created flat artwork of characters in layers. So like their arm was on a layer and their eyes and mouth was on separate layers and had different versions. And then I animated that using Motion, which is an Apple program. So they created the artwork. Each student did a different story, so their art matched for that story, but they all used Illustrator to create the art. And then Motion is a 2.5D program. It will deal with some 3D objects, but basically it's flat objects, but you can put them in anywhere in 3D space and then animate that. I created that program on a laptop at our house in 1 week.
Oh, wow.
Once they had the artwork done, like all the layers, and it took me a week to just kind of assemble it all and get it aligned and animated against the script and the soundtrack. The script and the voice recording was done, and that's what was used for the timing.
Okay.
And if you may know of the show, it's called A Part of the Sky Called Orion. And but student help in general is a great way for them to learn a real project that they can put in their portfolio, and you can get content for free, or if you want to pay them for their labor, and it would be far less than some other ways, but yeah, students are a great source.
That's how Terry got started here. He was a student at the local college, and we hired him as an independent animator for stuff. And so, yay, students! I know you work with a lot of students, Sarah. I know you do. You do a great job with that. Great job. All right, let's. We're just gonna wrap up. We don't have any more chat things. We just have just some comments about 3D models that Terry's going to talk about and narrators. We just have a few minutes left, but go ahead, Terry.
So yeah, we mentioned Blender earlier. It's a free program. It works really great. You can
Now an
get
Oscar-winning free program, right?
yeah.
Now an Oscar winner.
Yeah, it's really great. They have a great community. If you ever have questions about anything, there's dozens and dozens of just free tutorials online on YouTube that you can just watch and kind of copy and adapt to what you want. It does pretty much anything you want as far as animation, modeling, rigging, animation, sculpting. It's a pretty great program, and then for our purposes, it comes with a like panoramic camera, so you can pretty much go from whatever you have in Blender onto your dome fairly easily.
Okay.
And I'll just add, talking about AI, because Blender is free and open source and it's so well documented, AI is incredibly good at teaching you how to use it. So you can actually just open up Blender and you can just go ask an AI, say, how do I do this in Blender? Or I'm seeing this, what's wrong, right? It's really, really good at doing that because it's so well documented on the internet. On the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can have basically an expert over your shoulder helping you make whatever you want. And it does raw Python too. If you wanted to just ask it to code something for you in Blender, it can totally do that. It's getting more and more powerful every day, literally every day. Yeah.
Does take a bit of patience, but it's very powerful. And then, so say there's free 3D model resources all over the internet. NASA has a pretty nice library. They've actually just updated what the site looks like, so it doesn't even look like this anymore. But you can download their models, and I think they have actual tutorials on there now on how to like bring them into Blender and use them. So I've been able to like go on there, grab a couple models, and I can retexture them and animate them and render them out and bring them into our dome shows, and everything works really great and looks cool. And yeah. Some other places you can get 3D models. You can go to TurboSquid. They have free models, they have paid models, whatever you're looking for. You can pretty much find on there. Polyhaven, as I mentioned before, with the HDRIs, they also have a library of free models that you can download. They're mostly like nature and kind of, if you're looking for like kind of ancient artifacts or something like that. There's a bunch of interesting stuff on there that you can download for free, and they have a library of textures as well. Textures.com has a library of textures. They also have some 3D models on there as well. But you have to pay now. It used to be free, but now it's
$13 a month, which is not cheap, but that's what it costs.
Yeah. So, and then Kid Bash 3D is also a paid 3D model site. They have some really nice like what do you call it, modular like buildings, and
you can do a whole cityscape.
Yes, yeah, they have different themes of if you want to do like a Mesopotamia scene or all the way to a future space base, whatever. So, and then also there's animation resources as well. So if you need animated things, they have models on TurboSquid or Mixamo for free. And then Rococo Studio is like I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but they actually make like these suits that you can wear, and if you it records your data and you can bring it into the computer and it'll apply your movements to a 3D model. But they also have Rococo Studio where it can take like video and it'll apply the motion in the video to an animated character as well. It's a little buggy, but it does work. And it's getting better with AI, I guess. So, yeah.
Oh, thanks, John. NASA's Universe of Learn, astropix.org.
Okay.
You heard of that?
No, check it out.
See, we are learning too. Cool. So for music, again, you can do AI music. We like APM. It does cost us over $1,000. That's their nonprofit rate for a show under 30 minutes. Their library is huge. It's expensive. We will spend hours listening to all these songs and different things, and I don't know. I've explored some of the free stuff, and this is just, it's worth it for us. I mean, this is like one of our biggest production items, cost wise, is the music. But I'm a believer in good music and getting what you want, and APM is the best resource for it. And anyway, I like them. Free stuff, soundimage.org has some good stuff. It's not bad. You can get all kinds of things. So, but that's all free. So just playing a little of their sample here. So narrators, boy, you can use AI narration too. But I like to involve the local theater companies here in Milwaukee. These are two actors in Milwaukee. I like to narrate them if we have a dual show. I like them both in the booth so they can play off each other and they can ad lib instead of recording one, then recording the other. Generally, just we're lucky they don't charge union rates or anything. I mean, we generally pay anywhere from $200 to $300 per person. It takes about an hour to record. That's a pretty inexpensive rate for us. And you're building awareness in the community too. So what was it?
AI can never replace the emotion.
Are you sure? They can be as long-winded as a human, can't they? Can AI do that? Is AI good at sarcasm yet? Anyway, so we used these two in our latest show, The Artistic Universe, and they were fun to work with. And it just takes an hour of their work. So they have a script and everything. I think that's about it. I knew that. I was hoping that would get some good comments in the chat. That's funny. So Terry's younger. He doesn't remember a slide projector and all of this stuff. So it's been a long, long road from light tables and slide projectors and opaquing slides to this full dome video, which has been changing rapidly. We all know this in other areas of our lives, but it's been a long, fun road to watch it change. And I have no idea what the next 30 or 40 years are going to look like. If the AI says, if you could literally do that, make a show on exoplanets, 4K, two narrators, just describe what you want. And then
on top of that with LED domes.
Yeah, LED domes. I imagine we'll all be living in LED domes in 30 years, maybe sooner. Anyway, but that is about it. A big, huge thank you for Rosemary and Alan and all of you for being here. And questions or comments, we're happy to stay as long as you want. But Rosemary, I think you said you gave an opportunity after an hour for people to head out, but that's all we really have. So
yeah, let's if you want to unmute and do an audio applause, but let's give Alan, excuse me, not Alan, Bob and Terry a round of applause.
Oh,
Hey, thank you.
thank all of you. Thanks for your fun comments and creative comments. I loved it. Great way to start this Labor Day weekend.
So yes, anybody who needs to leave, feel free to speak or say goodbye in the chat. If you haven't put your name and address, city, where you're from, perhaps you can do that. And the recording will be on our website and on YouTube channel. So I know there'll be lots of questions. I'm going to stop and anybody who's here can start asking.
Well, I do have something to add about NASA after the recording ends, though. So whenever you
Yes, we often sometimes stay a little bit after the recording. So if you prefer that time, that's fine as well.
Yes. It's funny. Oh yeah, and great to see familiar faces and names. It's very nice. Very nice. Hope to see a lot of you in St. Paul.
Okay, so I have a question. You mentioned a library that you're either have or you're starting up.
Well, all of our shows, right? So like I mentioned the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, the science version of that show that's kind of rocks out a little bit. If you wanted something really fun for kids about what stars are really made of, and you just want to play it to have some fun in your dome, it's about a minute, maybe a minute 10 or something, and we can make that available and figure out how to do it. So we don't have it on our website about our clips, but we're going to do that thanks to you, Alan.
Ah, okay, thank you. Because those are things that live presenters or people who do audience interaction shows. Yeah, like you were saying, we're always looking for material to use
Right.
because you can't just be talking all the time, and it's nice to have jazzy visuals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to break it up, right?
So that'll be great to have an inexpensive resource,
Yeah.
or free or inexpensive. Yeah.
Yeah, we'd like to, yeah. Oh, thanks, Rosemary. Yeah, all of our shows are up on YouTube. No offense to Full Dome, it's just faster on YouTube, but they're all up on Full Dome database too. They're up on both, so you can preview them all there.
So I'm also interested in getting snippets. So if anybody else out there who's making movies wants to do that and make them available to people, that would be great.
Well, I want to mention also we are making a free show called Stellar Women in Astronomy, because we have some footage from Henrietta Leavitt and Annie Jump Cannon that we didn't use in the Artistic Universe show that we're gonna that's going to be available. And all of those we highlight, of course, who is it? Hypatia, Caroline Herschel, Maria Mitchell, Henrietta Leavitt and company, Cecilia Payne Kapashkin, and Jocelyn Bell, Katherine Johnson and the Hidden Numbers people, and Katie Bauman and Vera Rubin, of course, and Katie Bauman is the last one because she's the one who helped make. She's not an astronomer per se, but she helped make the black hole picture that first came out. She did the algorithm for that. So all that is going to be in one show, and all of each of the astronomers mentioned, scientists, will have snippets that you can play as a library source, and that's all going to be free.
About snippets, you mentioned that you have Digistar system, I think I heard you say.
Yep.
And you can, if you create something in Digistar, you can then export it as a full dome
Yes.
recording, Are there other, actually, I'm not familiar with this. How many systems are there other systems that do that, or do all systems do that? Create
They can all do
recording.
it.
They can all do that?
They can all do it, yeah.
Some may be able to do it in higher resolution than others. I think our system can do it, but I haven't tried.
Yeah, it's a nice tool because then you're, just using the software to make what you want, and then you can export it. Yeah,
And then give it away or sell it cheap.
yeah. Well, you paid for the software, so.
Bob, of the shows that you've created, which is your favorite and which has gone over best with your visitors?
Well, the favorites probably the two that we like the titles and just not. The Did an Asteroid Really Kill the Dinosaurs was fun to do for a lot of reasons. Well, we knew it would do well because it's dinosaurs, but we did it because we had a dinosaur exhibit. But we hired this actor, this prominent actor with that deep voice, and he's just perfect narrator. And then we had one of our producers before, Terry. I don't like a one narrator show, so we had his daughter was probably about 12 at the time coming and interrupt him in the booth, like in the narrator booth. Who are you? I'm the narrator, the authority figure of the show. And then she just pipes in asking questions, and she does it about 5 times during the show, but it just breaks it up beautifully. And it's just a fun show to do. And again, Spooky Space is just because it gets the biggest audience. But again, I have to throw it out to Gary Lazick for creating that idea. I mean, so, there's no creative ideas out there. We all steal a little bit from here and there to make our own creative idea. But there's one show that doesn't do well, and I always thought would was, It's About Time is the name of the show. And it's all about the cosmic cycles we live by, right? The spin, the orbit, yada, yada. And I got permission from Steve Miller, the Steve Miller Band. Everyone heard of the Steve Miller? Time keeps on slipping into the future. I finally got permission after contacting lawyers and union band members from 50 years ago. Steve Miller's from Milwaukee. And so we got permission to use that song, and it was a great opening thing. And I thought the show would do well and better and to be great. And it just kind of like, oh yeah, no one cares about time. Whatever. I don't know. We still like it. It just doesn't do that well. But thank you for the question, Amy.
I'll piggyback in, Bob, with we have your creative, the Teenager's Guide to the Galaxy show that you made. And I think it really resonates with our kids. I mean, I'm at a children's museum, and just having teenagers present the material kind of in a teenager way really, really, really hits well. And I come from a teacher background, and Bob, I saw you at MAPS, so I talked about this. But Terry, you didn't get to hear my story, and I thank you guys for that show. But I just see that can be done in towns all over. And look, for a $600 360 camera, that could be done by an earth science team at a high school easily.
Oh, yeah.
Easily can be done.
Yeah.
I always want to redo something like that because that was a really fun experience. Having them come with their ideas and kind of making it real for them. It was, and then we did like a big premiere for it and everything. Their families came. That was really good.
Yeah, they were all dressed up. Yeah, but to redo that nowadays with technology nowadays, yeah, it'd be different. Yeah. Thanks.
I have a different question if you're finished. I didn't want to interrupt. So do you have ideas for shows that you would make to appeal to high school students? Something that would draw them in? I mean, something that they would choose to go to, as opposed to having to sit through it.
Well,
I have no idea, so that's why I'm asking.
That's real.
Well, I have a grandson. I have a grandson who's a teenager now, and Terry's got a daughter as a teenager. So,
Other than, a Taylor Swift video.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the premise is faulty because treating all teenagers the same is just as faulty as treating all adults the same, right?
Yeah.
So reframing the question of I want to get people who haven't come to my dome before, right? That's the question, and the answer is really you just have to ask them. Focus groups, surveys, those are all valuable. And I know nobody has time, nobody has budget. But if you want what I would say is the proper answer is to just do market research. Like, what do they want to see? What are they interested in? And then go from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say one of the biggest faults that I see in a lot of museums is how do we get, the teenagers in? But it's like treating them as a monolith is the first bad step, right? If you want to reach a certain demographic, a certain age group, you really have to treat them like people and figure out what do they actually want.
Yeah,
maybe a place to start would be researching what movies are out there that are popular to a wide breadth of teenagers. I have no idea.
Yeah, production wise, it's kind of like meeting them where they are. So, like these days, music really helps. I guess like adopting like a TikTok formula somehow, where it's kind of quick and in their face and catchy. Their attention spans are like
mine.
Probably shorter than the 8 seconds that we mentioned earlier. So,
and Terry, you touch on a really good point. Marketing is part of it too, because just judging, I might be biased, but judging from the teenagers that I've met and actually talked to, they are curious about the universe. They are. It's not that they're not. It's not that they're only interested in Taylor Swift, right? They are curious and they do want to learn, especially about something as fascinating as the whole universe. But it's also about reaching them and making sure that they know that you are a place they can come. That's a whole other bag of worms, I would say, right, Terry? Like, what is your marketing budget, for example?
We have to market ourselves. We have to market ourselves against the rest of the museum. That's our first hurdle. I mean, we can't get anything out there. But anyway, I did convince them we're the only department of the museum that has their own Facebook account and X account. So we've convinced them to do a few things for us, but it's hard. We have to compete with the rest of the museum. It's not easy before we can even get out there in public.
And if the answer truly is, they want music concerts and they don't want any education, if that's truly the answer, that's still something you can provide.
Yeah, I like the comment about, you do see a NASA shirt everywhere. That's interesting.
Also, like, looking at what they're consuming right now, there's a lot of they all watch streamers. They all watch, so finding a way to use that style and bringing it into your education or what you want to show is another way to kind of get them interested. I mean,
just the way I just thought of something, the way my grandson will stroll through TikTok, just goes through videos and, just like this on TikTok. And if you stopped every so often with a cool universe thing or whatever, a little excerpt and then stroll again and then you do another one. I don't know. I just see him constantly do it.
Yeah, and that content includes science content.
Yeah.
Right. That there's very, very popular science content out there.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I mean, that people are curious no matter what age they are.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Big challenge is how to get them into the planetarium, get them interested in coming to the planetarium.
Anywhere.
Yeah. For anybody. I remember there was a magazine called Diablo in the San Francisco Bay Area that one time, and I don't know how this happened, but they listed our planetarium, the whole planetarium at Lawrence Hall of Science, as the best place to go to make out. And I don't know how that happened because we have all audience participation programs.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I was thinking
Fake news works.
you could make you need a short video on TikTok or whatever that will go viral that like, don't look at this video. It's best to be seen in full dome. So don't even bother watching this video. You got to go see it in full dome and maybe that'll get them into the.
I mean, and social media does work. Milwaukee Public Museum here, their account is like almost global at this point, and the stuff that they put out is really awesome. It's fun. It brings more attention to their place. The people that they bring in.
Yeah, we figure we can ride the coattails of the museum's marketing a lot of time. You know, they bring people in, they'll come to the planetarium. So, but you know.
Yeah.
Anyone else got anything? Questions? Speaking.
We could at this point stop the recording if you want to, Alan, and just have an open any comment.